Hi, I'm Sahaj Durnan of sahajdurnan.com. We talked last time about meditation and how difficult it can feel to do when you're first practicing it. This is because so many people these days have great agitation in their minds. We all have too much agitation from things like traffic or background music or TV or large crowds or just moving around too much. It's just too much stimulation on our nervous system, and we're all overstimulated now in the 21st century. The staggering effects this has had on our nervous system and other bodily systems is unparalleled, and people often don't know where to turn to calm down. Many use hardcore cardio exercise, which can work for some body types, but for others it just adds to the physical burden of further overstimulation, in which cases more moderate forms of exercise like Tai Chi or yoga would be more beneficial. Luckily, medical science is backing up the notion that we do need to learn how to calm down if we want to encourage greater mental, emotional, and physical health. There have been many studies to back these theories up. The Isha Institute did one study with 530 participants. These participants had been practicing a series of breathing and meditation practices for a year or more. What they found were staggering results from having maintained this simple practice over a period of time. Anxiety and depression reduced dramatically, with 50% of participants stopping any medications they'd been on for both ailments completely. 25% were able to reduce their depression meds, and 28% anxiety meds. The following were other amazing results that were documented. Hypertension was reduced by 67%. Asthma was reduced by 79%, headaches and migraines by 90%, diabetes by 71%, back and neck pain by 74%, digestive disorders reduced by 73%, insomnia 84%, anxiety by 90%, and depression by 95%. This same study showed increased rates of the following things. Concentration increased by 77%. Mental clarity increased by 98%. Emotional balance by 92%. Energy levels 84%. Productivity 77%. Inner peace by 94%. And self-confidence by 82%. These results indicate that due to increased parasympathetic response, part of the nervous system that helps us calm down, many chronic ailments are reduced, in return increasing immune functioning and the body's natural healing response. With that introduction, let's take a look at 3 different approaches to beginner's meditation. The first one is called Vipassana. Vipassana literally means to see things as they really are. Vipassana is a Buddhist approach to meditation that's been around since the time of Buddha. The aim of this approach is to eradicate mental impurities, which they say are the sole cause of suffering in one's life. In this approach, self-transformation is through self-observation, focusing on the deep interconnectedness between the mind and the body. When one consistently practices Vipassana, they begin to see how they create suffering for themselves in their body, thus being able to free themselves from those patterns. Initially, one begins to notice how many sankharas there are, which are conditioned mental impressions and inner responses. Sometimes they bubble up, causing itching, twitching, or other uncomfortable sensations. It is suggested not to pay attention to these sensations as they bubble up, so as to release them naturally, as if scratching the itch might further repress a mental impurity that keeps one further trapped within conditioned responses. This was the first meditation that I experienced, and although it was very difficult, it literally changed my life. I spoke about that in my last article. Within this practice, it is the process of witnessing that is significant. The idea is that you gradually stop being identified with things that repeatedly come up. It is definitely a mastery of the mind process that can be miraculous for some and very difficult, if not impossible, for others, especially those with very, very busy minds or a lot of mental disturbances. Although it is a difficult practice, it's highly rewarding if you can manage it within a relatively short period of time. If you can make it through a 10-day silent Vipassana retreat, and they have many centers worldwide that you pay by donation, the mental clarity, wisdom, and deep inner peace that result are addictive and deeply rewarding. How to practice Vipassana. To practice this form of meditation, sit comfy with the spine straight. Practice somewhere where you won't be disturbed, and begin by noticing the air as it simply passes in and out through the nostrils. You simply notice the coolness of the air coming in and the warmth of the air coming out. The entire practice could be contained within this simple effort of noticing the air moving in and out of the nostrils, but if you wish to move on from that, you can begin to sweep the body from head to toe and toe to head. When the mind wanders, you bring it back and you keep sweeping the body without attaching to any cravings or any aversions to sensations that come up. So you notice a craving or pleasant sensation without trying to change anything, and you simply notice while continuing to sweep the body. The same with unpleasant sensations. You notice them without doing anything about it, and you just keep sweeping the body back and forth from head to toe and toe to head. Again, when the mind wanders, you just come back to sweeping the body. And you continue in this manner until you feel complete. Although it's ideal if you commit to doing this daily practice for a pre-specified amount of time, because there are days when you'll just want to give up within 1 minute. And the days when this is hardest to practice are the days that it's most effective and rewarding. Mindfulness meditation. Jon Kabat-Zinn, the founder and former director of the Stress Reduction Clinic at the University of Massachusetts, helped to bring the practice of mindfulness meditation into mainstream medicine and demonstrated that practicing mindfulness can bring improvements in both physical and psychological symptoms, as well as positive changes in health, attitudes, and behaviors. The quick explanation of mindfulness is simply that it's a practice that involves being aware of what's going on in the present moment, both inside of the body and outside of us. It's similar to Vipassana in that it involves using the witness to notice any sensations, cravings, or mental predilections. But in this practice, we notice again how we're interacting with the outside world. Although you can do mindfulness with the eyes closed, much the way you would do Vipassana, the end goal is always to bring this awareness to each moment in your life as you move through your day. How to practice mindfulness. To practice this meditation without having to sit in meditation, you can begin by focusing your attention on one thing at a time as you go throughout your day. This is definitely easier to do if you're not multitasking. So basically, as you do one thing at a time, single tasking, you focus completely on that one thing. If you're brushing your teeth, you're just brushing your teeth. You're noticing all the sensations around brushing your teeth. If you're petting a dog, you're fully present to petting that dog. If you're doing the dishes, you feel the slippiness of the dish and the water and how warm it is and how your hands feel, and you're still in your body, feeling your body sensations as you're fully present in doing the dishes, and so on. It sounds so simple and yet can be really difficult to do if we're not used to operating this way. But when you get good at it, you will love it. You won't want to multitask anymore, because when you become really aware, you'll notice a subtle stress when you begin to multitask. It feels much better to focus on one thing at a time. Gibberish meditation. Gibberish is the simple act of speaking in gibberish. It has to be words in a language that even you don't understand and must be spoken out loud. It could be soft spoken, it doesn't have to be loud, but it has to be out loud. I admit this is a highly unconventional practice, but very rewarding. And you can do it in the comfort of your own home. No one will ever know. So why not practice it? Just let whatever needs to come out of your subconscious mind to come. You can start with something really simple like blah, 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 or sounds ridiculous, right? But if no one can hear you, who cares? It's a simple but very old technique, similar to the Christian technique of speaking in tongues. And yet it's very powerful because it allows you to drop and let go of things that at a deeper level hold you back. It's like emptying out old garbage without attaching a story to the garbage, and it bypasses the conscious mind altogether, allowing you to drop old wounds and old things that you don't need anymore. Do this before bed at night and notice how much more soundly that you'll sleep. I've practiced all of these techniques and many more over the last 25 years. They've all been useful at different times. Take which appeals to you and go with it. All of these tools are helpful for beginner meditators, although they're by no means easy to master. Mastery comes with repeated practice over time. Make a commitment to yourself to practice one of the techniques and do it daily and see how your life will change dramatically. If you want some help starting these practices or would like further instructions, I've put them into 3 different guided meditations as well as a bundle together that you can find on my website at sahajdernan.com under offerings and online programs. There's a link below here as well that you can just click on to find those. Thanks for listening today. Until next time.